last remaining player on the board is no longer on the board. He's in our left wall. That's TV jargon. So Cam Whitmore headed to the Houston Rockets, 20th overall projected lottery pick, but perhaps a slide because of an injury concern. Missed the first 7 games of his collegiate career because of a thumb injury. He was the Big East Freshman of the Year. Forward average 12.5 points, 5 rebounds per game. Back here on the clock, Matt Norlander and Adam Finkelstein. And we finally have Cam Whitmore coming off the board. He can end this awkward wait in the green room. Why the slide for Cam Whitmore?
Multitude of factors, and what we have here is really one of the more unprecedented slides we've seen in recent NBA draft history. I mean, Whitmore, you said projected lottery pick. Whitmore, as recently as a week ago, was heavily in the conversation to be going in the top 5, and really even entering into draft night, there were some NBA teams that were curious to see, okay, was this talk about Whitmore sliding real or fake? And if he slid, did that mean, okay, he's going to 8 or 9? He goes all the way to 20. The biggest reasons are he had a really good pro day. But ever since then, for whatever reason, and there's a variety of factors why this can be the case, he just did not seem to have a good string of team workouts, and that includes the interview process. And then we will see whether or not this actually means something years down the road. But I can report in talking to a multitude of league sources and some that reiterated this in the course of this draft, the concerns over his medical with a couple of issues in his lower extremities clearly had an impact. And, you know, Adam, I can't help but think that groupthink might have also played a part here, because if, as you well know when you talk to NBA guys, sometimes if they're really honest with themselves and there's a player and then one team doesn't take them and then team B, C, and D don't take them, then team E might be like, well, what are we doing here? Like, do we want to be the team that takes him? So he might have been a victim of that as well, because you're higher on him than I am, but we both agree he is nowhere near. He should be not slotted anywhere near the number 20 prospect in this class.
Well, let's put it this way. A week ago when we were trying to project this draft, everybody knew what the top 3 picks was, and conventional wisdom was that Houston was debating between Amen Thompson and Cam Whitmore for the 4th overall pick in the draft. Now they got them both.
Yeah.
So this is an A for Houston. Okay. And whether or not it works out or not, this is more than worth the risk. Cam Whitmore, conservatively, is a top 10 talent in this class. Aggressively, he's top 3 or top 5 talent in this class. And now you're going to get a Cam Whitmore who comes in with a chip on his shoulder. The overlap of explosiveness and sheer power is off the charts. Not a great shooter in high school, but made significant strides at Villanova. Now, he needs accountability. Who's he going to? He's going to play for Ime Udoka, who is one of the most no-nonsense coaches in the NBA. We compared Cam Whitmore to Jaylen Brown in the pre-draft show. Who's the coach that brought the best out of Jaylen Brown? Ime Udoka. The real A here, believe it or not, I know this is a long night for Cam Whitmore. This is a good thing for Cam Whitmore in the long run. If this is a wake-up call and got him going about what it takes to be a professional on an everyday basis, gets him in a situation where he's valued, it's a good thing for Cam Whitmore.
Do you feel like in a few years we're going to be looking back at this 2023 NBA draft and we're going to say, Cam Whitmore went 20th overall? What the heck happened?
I actually don't know if we will be saying that. I think we'll be looking back and we'll be saying, yeah, Victor Wembanyama went 1. Obviously, that should have happened there. And Scoot should have gone 2. That's what I think. But with Houston, now, Adam's points about Udoka are extremely well taken. Houston has... listen, I don't know every NBA roster inside and out, but I'm just telling you, it feels like they are top 3 in terms of pure athleticism all around. Like, Amen Thompson and Cam Whitmore could prove to be the 2 most athletic guys to jump off the court in this particular draft. So I agree. This is good motivating fuel. We will see how he fits into all the pieces they have at Houston. I got to be convinced that they're not going to be in the lottery in 24 and 25 and maybe 26, but maybe getting 2 players that had top 5 grades.
They've got to bring in I know they're big game hunting and free agency. They got to bring in stable vets. I don't want to call them the G League Ignite, but you need Ime Udoka needs reinforcements with veteran presence in the locker room, because you got a lot of young, impressionable kids that needed to be guided through this process. But sheer talent in those young ages is really impressive now in Houston, but they have to have a veteran presence in that locker room.
So we heard that maybe James Harden would consider going back to Houston. would you want James Harden around this young group? And I know that's sort of a loaded question, but perhaps you sell the idea to him, hey, we're going to pay you, but this is a mentorship role for you as you finish your career, because there's a ton of talent in Houston.
I don't know if that is honestly the best thing for the franchise at this juncture, to bring in someone like Harden who's going to command the ball as much as he's going to, when you really do want to have the opportunity to have your young talent really grow into something. The Harden situation may stymie that overall, but Houston is a franchise with a lot of interesting things on the table. We will see if they can actually grow into a playoff team in short order.